Hello and welcome to Shaaz Designs. Today we're creating this beautiful dreamy mountain landscape in Procreate with colorful layered mountains, a glowing moon, stars and a touch of the northern lights. It looks detailed, but the process is actually really simple and beginner friendly. So grab your iPad, open Procreate and let's get started. Step 1. Creating the sky. First, let's start with the background. Choose a dark navy blue and use color drop to fill the entire canvas. Next, select a soft muted pink shade and using the monoline brush, paint a broad patch across the middle of the canvas. Now switch to a soft peach or muted orange shade. Add this underneath the pink and also add a very thin line of the same color just above it. Once the colors are in place, go to the adjustments, tap on Gaussian blur and gently slide your Apple Pencil across the screen. You can immediately see how beautifully the navy, pink and peach begin to blend together. Step 2. Creating the mountain layers. Create a new layer for the first mountain range. And here's something important. We're going to keep every mountain range on a separate layer. This will make adding highlights and details much easier later on. Start with a soft pink peach shade. Keep your brush relatively small so you can create sharper mountain edges and draw an uneven, wavy mountain line across the canvas. Once you're happy with the shape, use color drop to fill everything underneath it. Create another new layer. This time, choose a slightly darker peach shade and draw another mountain range. Start this one slightly lower than the previous one. Fill the shape with the same color. Now repeat the process again using a deeper peach red shade. As we move forward, the foreground, we're gradually going to transition from these warm peach tones into cooler blues and purples. For the next mountain range, choose an indigo purple shade that complements the navy sky. Draw another uneven mountain silhouette and fill it. Create another layer and choose a slightly darker bluish purple shade. Repeat the same process and finally the mountain range closest to us use the darkest shade. Keep this final range near the bottom of the canvas. Now look at the landscape. We already have a beautiful sense of depth simply because each mountain range has its own color and layer. Step 5. Creating the moon. Let's create another new layer and select white color. Draw a circle and hold your Apple Pencil at the end of the stroke. Then tap the screen with another finger to create a perfect circle. Now turn on Alpha Lock for the moon layer. Alpha Lock allows us to paint inside the existing shape without letting any color go out of the side. Choose the clouds brush and add a few very subtle gray tones across the moon. These soft patches give the moon a little more texture and make it feel more natural. Step 6. Adding the stars. Select the glimmer brush from the luminance brush set. Lightly tap around the darker areas of the sky. Try not to make the stars too uniform. A little randomness makes the night sky feel much more natural. And just like that, our sky is starting to come alive. Step 7. Adding highlights to the mountains. Select one of your mountain layers and turn on Alpha Lock. Choose the soft brush, increase the brush size and select white. Very gently add lighter areas along parts of the mountains. Because Alpha Lock is turned on, the white will stay completely inside that particular mountain range. And this is exactly why we created every mountain range on a separate layer. We can shade and highlight each range individually without affecting any of the others. Repeat this process across the remaining mountain layers. Wherever the highlights look a little too strong, use the smudge tool to soften and blend them. I'll speed this section up slightly because the process is exactly the same for each mountain range. If you're enjoying this tutorial so far, I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe to Shaaz Designs. Your support helps me create more easy and creative Procreate tutorials like this. Now let's add some magic to our landscape. Step 8. Adding subtle moonlight. Now let's add a very subtle touch of moonlight across the mountains. Keep this effect soft, we don't want a harsh white glow. Just a hint of light on the mountain tops is enough to make it feel as though the moon is illuminating the landscape. You can already see how much more dimensional and glossy the mountains are beginning to look. Now you can see that I've added a touch of the northern lights to the sky. I love how beautifully they complement the colors of the mountains and completely transform the atmosphere of the artwork. I haven't gone into the full northern lights process in this tutorial because I think it deserves a tutorial of its own. So let me know in the comments if you'd like a dedicated northern lights tutorial. We're almost finished, but there's one final detail that's going to make the mountains look even better. Merge only the mountain layers together. Now go to Adjustments panel, tap on Noise, and gently slide your Apple Pencil across the screen. Don't add too much, we only need a subtle amount. This adds a delicate grainy texture to the mountains and prevent them from looking too flat or overly smooth. And there we go, our dreamy mountain landscape is complete. I really love how the warm peach and pink mountains contrast with the deep blue sky, and the moon and the stars and the northern lights bring the whole landscape together. I hope you enjoyed creating this with me and found the tutorial easy to follow. If you did, please give this video a like, subscribe to Shaaz Designs for more beginner-friendly Procreate tutorials. And don't forget to let me know in the comments if you'd like a full Northern Lights tutorial next. Thank you so much for watching and creating with me. Until next time, happy creating!